Post the colors.
Post colors.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which justice for all. Please be seated. Any public participation?
Announcement for public participation. There's two opportunities for members of the public to address the board. First is on agenda items, which is immediately before the agenda. Second is on non-agenda items, which is at the end of the meeting. Pursuant to board policy, it is a 3-minute opportunity. It is not question and answer, but instead is an opportunity to provide comment on issues that may come before the board. Cheryl, is there anything on it?
Wilson, good news. We have two items that both came to my attention today. The Wilson Southern Middle School was one of the 6 more exemplary middle schools. Has been named the Pennsylvania Don Eichhorn Schools to Watch as part of the recognition program developed by the National Forum to Accelerate Middle Grades Reform. Congratulations to Wilson Southern Middle School. And also, the Wilson School District Library Department has won the Pennsylvania School Librarians Association Outstanding School Library District Award. This department applied for the award this past summer, and on May 13th at 7:30, there will be an awards ceremony in Hershey. Congratulations to the Library Association. We have a presentation from the Wilson Theater Company and Madison Heckman and Hope Martin.
Hello, my name is Madison Heckman, and I serve as the student president of Wilson Theater Company, and I'm a senior this year.
My name's Hope Martin, and I do the programs. I'm a sophomore this year.
And this evening, we are here to speak briefly about some of the things we have done so far this year and some of the events we also have coming up. This year, we have nearly 150 students have participated with at least one Wilson Theater Company activity. So we're really proud of, within the high school, all the participation we have from the students with the arts. This past summer, in July, we had a Wilson Theater Company summer camp for the elementary and middle schools. And the members of Wilson Theater Company within the high school served as the counselors and interacted with the kids through the camp. And it was a great opportunity for the high schoolers as well as the younger elementary schoolers and middle schoolers as well. This past October, we had our first play of the year, which was Rumors. And then this past November, we had our second play, which was Story Theater. And we took scenes of that to present at the International Thespian Conference in York, PA. And at that conference, Ryan Sullivan, a senior, was awarded 2 technical theater scholarships for his sound design portfolio. And Aaron Rett, a junior, was recognized for his acting work in Story Theater. In ITS, we have 4 honor thespians and 5 national honor thespians, as well as 1 international honor thespian. And we also have 2 thespian scholars who have maintained a 85% GPA or better. And we also have 4 vice presidential scholars who have maintained a 95% GPA or better throughout all of high school. Within the drama classes at the high school, we have presented anti-bullying performances for both Wilson Southern and Wilson West, and we've also had Poe presentations and done scenes with Edgar Allan Poe to present as well for Southern and West.
Some of the current things that we have been doing is we're currently having rehearsals for our next show, Antigone, which premieres Thursday and is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this weekend. We also have Footloose rehearsals, which the show will be March 12th, 13th, and 14th, right? Yeah. Our Boosters organization is working on Supper Serenade, which will be January 31st from 4 to 7 p.m. And it's like a pasta dinner, and students perform there whatever they want to, and the funds that are raised go towards scholarships for the seniors of this class. Some of the seniors are working on one-act plays that they will direct in April as part of the One-Act Festival, and also part of their senior acting and directing class. 2 of the seniors will travel with their plays to the Bucks County Playhouse, and there they'll be with other schools in Pennsylvania and have a chance for their plays to be performed and judged by well-known people in the arts community.
And another opportunity, neat thing that Wilson Theater Company does is that with each play we do, each of the 3 plays, on the Thursday of our opening night, during that day we actually invite English classes to come down to see a preview performance of the plays. And it's actually really neat because a lot of the English classes have studied some of the things that they're seeing, such as Antigone, which is what the sophomore class has studied this year. So it's really neat for them to get to see it live as well as reading it. But thank you for your time, and have a great night, and thank you for supporting the arts.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Next on the agenda, approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion? Dr. Chmielewski, second. Mr. Martin. It's a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 1.0, Treasurer's Report, Investment Report.
Mr. President, I submit the following: Treasurer's Report, Investment Report, and General Fund Financial Reports for the past month.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Negrini, any discussion? Roll call?
Dr. Chmielewski.
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
8 for, none against.
Thank you. 2.0, Payment of Bills.
I submit the following bills for payment from the general fund in the amount of $5,011,111.28, and the capital reserve fund in the amount of $23,179.98.
Do I have a second? Mr. Martin, any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski.
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich.
Yes.
8 for, none against.
3.0, Financial Reports.
Submit the following financial reports for board approval, all dated December 2015. Wilson Cafeteria, Child Care, and the activity accounts from Wilson West and Southern Middle School, as well as the senior high school.
Do I have a second? Mr. Wolf, any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich.
Yes.
8 for, none against.
Communications, are there any communications? 4.0, request permission to ratify and approve the revised 2015-2016 field trip and participations as attached. Do I have a motion? Motion. Second, Mrs. Reed. It's a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Superintendent's report?
Thank you, President Ehrlich. A couple of things I want to point out. We have a professional hire, and Lisa, what I'm saying is her Goler, was that? And for the, she's going to become our new librarian with Kathy Nalla retiring this year. And if you know Lisa, I don't think I've ever been in Green Valley where she doesn't have a smile on her face and is pleasant. And she's so excited about this position, and we're glad to have her on board. Tiffany Green is on her resignations, and we wish her the best. She's been an LTS in our business department, and I was at the BCTC today, and she's going to be taking over a new program they have in regards to business and virtual business and education. And she's helped us out quite a bit over the last couple of years as an LTS, and we're happy for her in her new role. And we have 2 retirements that I want to mention. One, and it's appropriate, we've got some of our colleagues from Shiloh Hills here today. Richard Reinhold, custodian of 23 years. I've been here for his entire 23 years. I think maybe I've heard Richard say 10 words in the 23 years. But he always has a smile on his face, and he's pleasant and loves what he does. And I think he's really going to miss the staff and the kids there, but we wish him well. And then for those of you who know or don't know Lois Nye, Lois is a peach. She's just great. She's been in our cafeteria as a food service manager at Southern for years and years. And again, another very pleasant person and just a joy to be around, and put 32 years here at Wilson. So we wish her the best. And that is my report for this evening.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to accept the superintendent's report? Dr. Chmielewski, second. Mr. Hart. That is a roll call.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Schimmelstein.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Earl.
Yes.
8 for, none against.
6.1, accept with gratitude the following donation, $70 from the Wells Fargo Matching Gifts Program to the Green Valley Elementary, and $100 from a private donor to Wilson West Middle School for the West Middle School author's trip to Texas. Do I have a motion for approval? Dr. Chmielewski is second. Mr. Martin, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Under Human Resources, 7.1, 7.2, and 7.3 as attached. Do I have a motion for approval? Dr. Chmielewski, second. Mrs. Reed, roll call.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Schimmelstein.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Early.
Yes.
8 for, none against.
Under Pupil Services, 8.1, request permission to ratify the contract with Hogan Learning Center. 8.2, request permission to approve the adoption of a settlement agreement. And that is it under Pupil Services. Do I have a motion for approval? Dr. Chmielewski, second. Mr. Wolf, roll call.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Schimmelstein.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mr. Early.
Yes.
8 for, none against.
Under Finance, 11.1, request permission to turn over all unpaid 2015 school real estate tax bills to the Berks County Tax Claim Bureau. 11.2, request permission to submit the following additional delinquent accounts to the Berks County Tax Claim Bureau, which are 2 Spring Township January interim bills. And 11.3, request approval of the budget transfers dated December 17th, 2015 through January 13th, 2016. Do I have a motion for approval? Mrs. Reed, second. Mr. Wolf, roll call.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Schimmelstein.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Early.
Yes.
8 for, none against.
Under policies, the final reading of policy 436, personal leave policy as revised. Do I have a motion? I guess we need a motion for approval. Mr. Negrini, second. Mrs. Reed? Doesn't say whether it's voice or roll call. Roll call.
That's roll call.
Dr. Schimmelstein.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Mr. Early.
Yes.
8 for, none against.
And committee reports. Berks Career and Technology.
Our next meeting of the JOC of BCTC will be next Wednesday, the 27th at 7:00 p.m. at our East Campus. That is all.
Thank you. Berks County IU.
Our next meeting is this Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Berks EIT. Go ahead. No report. Curriculum Committee,
Our next meeting is tomorrow in this room at 4 o'clock.
extracurricular, Mr. Wolf.
Just a couple updates on our winter sports. Our boys basketball team has improved to 11-4. Girls basketball is at 8-7. Boys bowling is at 18-6. And something to note here, pretty spectacular. Last week during their match with Schuylkill Valley, we had two of our boys bowlers, Travis Spittler and Ryan Oxenrider, both bowl a 300 game, which would take me about 4 games to roll that. So congratulations to them. That's quite the accomplishment. Girls bowling is at 6-18. Boys swimming is at 8-0. Girls swimming at 8-0. Wrestling 13-1. Our rifle team is 3-3. And to note, our competitive cheer team will be competing in the NCAA Nationals competition in Dallas, Texas this coming weekend. On the non-athletic side, it was mentioned earlier that our theater department is performing Antigone this week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And our orchestra has a concert coming up on February 3rd. And that concludes our report.
I'm sure you don't know this off the top of your head. Do we know if there's ever been two students that
That's
have
a good
bowled
question. In the same
perfect game, the
yeah,
same match?
same
That would
match.
seem highly unlikely. But
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
On the same team.
On the same, yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't really picked up in the newspaper, but it's quite the accomplishment. So.
Well, it's interesting, I was watching the news last night with basketball on, and they've got live coverage of Twin Valley, and there's maybe 15 people in the stands. And we had Wilson Relays this weekend, and there were 10 schools, 500 swimmers, couldn't find a place to sit.
Well, for the bowling, we could probably take the scores of all the board members, add them together.
Yeah, I think that'd be safe, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, they'd still beat us. That's a phenomenal.
It really is.
That's great. Hats off to those two gentlemen. Facilities.
No report.
Finance Committee, I have no report. Human Resources, Jason is not here. I don't believe there's a report. Legislative, Mike, I'm sure you have all kinds of good news for us.
I don't have a whole lot, but as you know, the governor has, I think it's ironic, on February 9th, he proposes the 2016-2017 budget when we don't even have a final budget for this year. But one thing is the House is looking at trying to take some of the provisions out of the budget process. One of the bills is House Bill 1327, which they want to make this a separate part and amend the actual code, that there has to be a specific formula established for basic education, including how money is distributed, as well as formulas for special education to continue funding it at a more, I guess, beneficial rate to the school districts. But I think the key thing is about equal distribution of funds to schools. So that's going to be reintroduced. It did not get through the last time, but it's going to be reintroduced. I find this interesting. Well, let me skip to this one first. You probably saw the Pennsylvania School Board Association has filed a lawsuit against the state because the funding is unlawful in their opinion, that they have not lived up to the Constitution of the state. So that's been the part I think is interesting. There's another bill that wants to reduce corporate income tax to make it more competitive, which I think is a good idea considering Pennsylvania has one of the highest corporate income taxes, and the government does support this, so it'd be interesting how that goes through. But on the second hand, then they want to increase taxes on the Marcus Shale explorations further to enhance education. So you got this stuff all over the place. And I guess the final thing was we may have a preliminary budget before we have a final budget. That's it.
Thank you. Public Relations and Education Foundation, Mr. Hart and Ms. Kramer.
Kristen Kramer has begun planning for the next issue of the Wilson Springs Community Newsletter, and the deadline for that content will be Wednesday, January 27th, so if you have something, please get it to her. Also, she's assisting with planning of the Wilson High School Honors Internship Program Kickoff Breakfast, which will be held Thursday, February 25th, beginning at 7:30 in the morning at the Crown Plaza in Reading, and March 1st is the inclement weather date. And she's just excited to say that we're partnering with Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce and Industry to assist with engaging business and community and promoting the event. And for you to please mark your calendars, because you'll receive an email for an RSVP, which will have a direct link to the chamber. So, mark your calendar.
And I know Kristen and I were communicating late Friday on the Education Foundation with the EITC donations, still trying to figure out what the Commonwealth has done and how they've, some funds were released, but most were not, and there does not seem to be any rhyme or reason as to what funds were or were not released. And she and I were trading some information and some insight that I was able to obtain, but we really don't have a whole lot of answers, but it is affecting the funding of the Education Foundation, unfortunately.
Mr. Ehrlich, I do have her Education Foundation report this evening. Ms. Kramer has been elected to the West Reading Borough Council, and that's the reason that she can't make it this evening. The first Education Foundation meeting was held this past Friday, January 15th. I happen to be the board representative of the Education Foundation. There were several new members, including Mr. Wolf's wife, amongst other individuals. As Mr. Ehrlich mentioned, the problem with the Educational Improvement Tax Credit Program has held up some funding, but it did come in at the end of the year in the amount of $14,000 and $2,000 as promised. Ms. Kramer also indicated that it's become a little bit more difficult for new businesses to enroll. The current ones that are enrolled right now, it's easy to renew, but we need to continue to encourage our business partners in the community to look into this and look into this early so that they can be approved. The fall venture grant recipients include the Elementary Reading Olympics, iSTEM earthquake testing, Project to Performance long-term theater arts residency at Whitfield, and the High School Drama Project, Quest Rubik's Cube Challenge, which I happened to see last year. Some of these kids can solve a Rubik's Cube in like 10 seconds. It's incredible. The Wilson High School Care Closet and Wilson High School Literacy Magazine publication. And the save the date for the Wilson Iron Chef, again, Sunday, April 10th, 1 to 5 at the high school. This year we're looking to sell 1,000 tickets. I think last year it was 850 and we were sold out, and there were people, hoping to get in. So we're looking to expand a little bit and actually have the cooking contest, instead of on the gym floor, moving it to the auditorium. So please spread the word. And that's the Education Foundation report.
Thank you very much, Mr. McGraney. Technology?
We're finalizing our calendar for 2016. I just getting some information from one of our folks in the department, given the number of devices that we have and the number of service requests. I just wanted to share that with everyone. As of the 2015-16 school year, we have 10,504 devices compared to 2011-2012, where we had 3,820. And in 2012, we received 2,445 requests for service through IT. And despite the fact that we've almost tripled the number of devices in place, as of this year, we're on track to have about 1,700 requests for service. So it just points out how robust we are with the machines that we chose and how the staff is rolling. So.
Thank you. Student outreach?
Yes, on Sunday, January 10th, the National Honor Society volunteered at the Opportunity House and served breakfast to the residents there. That was a really nice experience. And this Thursday night from 5 to 8, there will be a student government fundraiser at Friendly's, so please come there to support our organization. There will be a talent show hosted by Avinum next Friday, the 29th. Avinum is a new club in our school dedicated to promoting an I've Got Your Back atmosphere for all the kids. And with Mini-Thon fast approaching, there are lots of events coming up. Dunking for Diamonds is this Friday at 7:30 at the Governor Mifflin Gymnasium. It's a faculty basketball game of Wilson versus Mifflin, and each school will split the proceeds evenly, and all of the money will go to their respective Mini-Thon. Also, spectators can donate money for their favorite player, for the favorite staff player of the game, which will also go to the Mini-Thon of their respective school. And the tentative snow date for that is the 30th. The girls' basketball game next Thursday on the 28th is when we will be canning for Mini-Thon. So if you're going to go to that game, then bring some extra change to donate to Mini-Thon. And Spring Ridge will be having a dance next Friday, like a Mini-Thon dance, a smaller scale version for the elementary school. We'll be volunteering at that, and it benefits our Mini-Thon. And the actual date for the event is February 6th for our Mini-Thon, and our goal is $75,000. So it's a really big goal, and we're hoping to reach it. And that's it.
Thank you. Mr. Maravich?
No report.
Any public participation on agenda items? Any public participating non-agenda? Then a motion to adjourn. Dr. Chmielewski, second. Mr. Wolf? All in favor?
Aye.